welcome back to the channel. I promise you by the end of this video, you're going to feel like a new person. The first thing that I want you to do is get your notebook because we're going to be talking about a lot of actionable steps that you're going to start needing to take. If you're not in a place to be able to take notes, that's okay. Come back to this video, save this video, share this video if you think it will help somebody else, and next I want you to subscribe because subscribing not only helps support this channel, but as we walk into really transforming our lives for the better and working on habits that are going to transform ourselves into the highest version of who we can possibly be, I'd love to have you as part of the family. And if there's any videos or help that you feel like you need, please leave it in the comments or feel free to reach out to me on Instagram where I can talk to you directly.
Wake up, hit snooze 4 times, stare at your phone, roll out of bed, make coffee, sit in traffic. 8 hours of unfulfilling work. Sit in traffic. Again, argue with your significant other. Walk the pet, watch TV, pass out, repeat. This should scare the shit out of you.
So the first thing is stop relying on your motivation. So the reason why we want to stop relying on motivation is because it does absolutely nothing for you. I've seen so many people rely on motivation to get them to go to the gym and to feel like it and to feel like reaching their goals, and that's just not how it works. Please name me one person that has ever worked for it, because I guarantee you you're not going to be able to do it. You need to remember that your unproductive habits will only lead to more unproductivity. Your unproductivity will only lead to you feeling unmotivated all of the time. So this is a very important principle that you have to understand. Change comes from taking action, not waiting for change to come to you. So actionable step number 1, understand that your productive routine, your productivity will start the night before. If you have some things that you want to do and you want to get done the next day, understand that your goals, your routine starts the night before and how you plan for it. Find a routine that sticks with you every single night that you know is going to work in order to help you stay consistent and be productive the next morning. And throughout this video, I will go into how you can do that and why that's so important and how this specific part of the video connects to every other thing that we're going to be talking about. Something that I used to do was plan out my night before. So sticky note, taking a notebook, getting a journal. I got mine from Staples, and writing out my goals for the next day already and making a promise to myself to follow through with those goals. I think a lot of people overcomplicate things and think that it has to be a complex A to Z 1 through 100 about what they have to do in order to be productive, but it can be really simple. And I think a lot of people just oversimplify it and don't understand that it can be extremely simple and you can get so much done. A productive night routine could look like doing the laundry, cleaning up a specific part of your room once every night, 10 minutes. And this is just me throwing out ideas. This isn't like you have to do this and all of these things. This could look like you doing a skincare routine every single night so that way your skin looks glowy and fresh in the morning. Meal prepping the day before, the night before, the evening before, so that way you have meals to stay on top of your health and your healthy habits. This could also look like you reading 10 minutes before you go to bed to signal to your mind that it's time to go to sleep. This could also look like you taking a bath or taking a shower every night and doing an in-depth self-care routine to make you feel well rested and have better sleep. This could also look like you taking supplements in order to help your sleep. There's a whole bunch of different things you can choose from, but I want you to start off with 1 or 2 things and add every single week and see how that changes your life. An important principle in the book Atomic Habits is that you need to focus on habit stacking, not extreme goals. People set extreme goals and rely on their motivation to get them to where they want to be, but this is such a failed mentality and flawed mentality, and it gets you nowhere, because if you rely on your burst of motivational energy to get you somewhere, you're going to fail and flop. Productivity hack number 2, you want to have a clean space. A clean space equals a clean mind, so making sure that your space is clean and clear is going to help you significantly be more productive. People that have a crowded space or a messy room, a messy house, they tend to be more all over the place and not as organized or productive as somebody that has a clean space. Now, I used to be somebody that was kind of a hoarder, and I would get so many clothes, I would buy so many things I didn't need, I didn't really want, I didn't really plan for. And that cost me not only a lot of money, but it also cost me a lot of my mental clarity. So take into account that this is something that will impact your productivity. Hack number 3 is eating cleaner for a clearer mind and better mood. This has completely changed my life. It changed my face, and I can't even tell you how much it has changed every aspect of my life. The way that you eat for your body, for your goals, and just eating healthier, I can't even tell you how much it's changed. It's changed the whole game for me. And if you want a video on that, gut health, anything health related or anything nutrition related, leave it down below and I will make a video on that for you guys. Next, you need to know your limits and set habits accordingly. So something for me, for example, is I know that I will get burnt out after 3 days of intense hard work on my business and on my social media. I know that after 3 days, I start to feel burnt out. I don't get there, but I start to feel it. So on day 4, I take a rest day and I plan accordingly to just have a day of creativity, a day to block out my goals, my planning, and that really helps me. It helps me a lot to not only recoup better, but increase my productivity when I come back.
I'm convinced the biggest problem of our times is a lack of purpose. Most people are living on autopilot. Their destination was set at birth. A map was handed to them by parents, schools, and belief systems, and their actions are mechanical, like cogs in a machine. Reject the mindless path.
Set boundaries for yourself so that way you're not burning yourself out and trying to just be super productive all day long for the whole day. Productivity can look like just accomplishing 3 things that day that really meant a lot to you, and you can feel proud of yourself instead of burnt out at the end of the day. Next, you are going to really need to stop relying on your bursts of energy and your spurts of motivation to get you to your goals. I've seen so many people that rely on motivation to get them to lose weight, and they want to take these extreme measures because they feel all of a sudden motivated, and they want to work out 2 or 3 times a day and cut their calories in half to get to their fat loss goals, and then they end up dropping off at 3 weeks max, when it would have been a lot more sustainable to take a slower approach and to really take the time to slowly implement these habits for a lifetime and sustainably get there, sustainably implement these habits so that way you can find success in your goals. Next, another thing that extremely changed my life was changing my environments so that way I can experience the success with my productivity. Being in the same exact environment every single day can be very draining. It can also be very unmotivating. So things I like to do to reduce the environmental friction between me and my goals is either placing things in a space that makes my goals easier to attain. My supplements right next to my bed, I take them in the morning with water. If I put them all in a cabinet in the kitchen, I know that I'm going to forget. So if I have them right next to my bed with a glass of water, I know that in the morning I'm going to take them. Another thing that you can do is placing a book by your bed. If one of your goals was to read more at night when you go to sleep, 10 minutes before you go to sleep, you can definitely read a book. In the morning, same thing. When you wake up, you can read, and that helps your productivity a lot and sharpens your mind and gives you a lot of mental clarity. Another environmental change that I have made is changing my environment a lot to places that give me peace and help me to think clearer. So I'm not the type of person that goes to a library to study because it's too quiet. I have to go somewhere like a coffee shop or a park or something like that to really spark that creativity and look at the ambience in order to stay focused on my goals and what I'm trying to do. Next, start being intentional with your goals. A lot of people want to aimlessly walk through life and go through life with no goals, no direction, and think that they should just be productive and motivated. But when you have no intention and there is no goal, there's no why, there is no driving force, you're not able to really be productive and step into that productivity that you want because there is no intention behind what you're doing. Purposeless action is insanity. Something that immensely changed the game for me was also journaling out my thoughts, my feelings, things that I wanted to accomplish. It changed the game. I am somebody that is an overthinker, so overthinking things a lot. I don't want to have a bunch of crap in my brain and constantly thinking about things that don't matter. Having a journal like a second brain and being able to not only put your thoughts onto paper so you don't have to really think about it anymore, but also putting your goals onto paper so that way you can put them into action is something that is extremely helpful. You're able to track not only your goals and your progress, but you're also able to track how far you've come since you started. And that is something that has not only motivated me to be better and do better, but also perform better as well. So right now, I want you to envision your end result. I want you to envision the life that you want. I want you to envision what that looks like. And I want you to envision the changes that are going to need to be made in order to reach those goals. And I want you to think about the future version of yourself, because you can't reach that future goal version of yourself by staying the same. You clicked on this video to change some of your habits, so you need to envision what that looks like and stop setting goals and instead work on your systems. One of my favorite books, Atomic Habits, is constantly talking about this idea about changing your systems instead of relying on goals to get you to where you want to be. For example, if I want to get rid of all of my acne, I need to set up systems that are going to help with my acne, help with any wrinkles I have, help with sun damage, and constantly work on the systems in place to do that. Because if you focus on a goal too hard, you'll dial in on that goal and try to overextend yourself to reach that goal. And when it doesn't happen because of the unrealistic expectation that it would, you're going to be disappointed and fall off. So envision your end result, envision the future version of you, and envision what it will be like when you reach those goals and the systems needed in order to reach those goals sustainably and make them permanent changes in your life. I need you to understand that habits that will hold you back are like pressing the snooze button in the morning when you wake up. You are literally telling your brain that you're procrastinating on everything. You're procrastinating on life, you're procrastinating on your work, you're procrastinating on everything by constantly pressing the snooze button. It programs your mind to put off everything for the rest of the day. And your morning routine is so important, and it will really make an impact on how much mental clarity you have throughout the day and how much you get done. One of the most important things that we talked about in this video is remembering that your morning routine starts the night before. So it's more important how you are going to sleep and how you're programming your mind at night, so that way the next day you're able to walk into success. Like I always say, I want you guys to succeed and win. And if there's anything that I left out, any other productivity hacks, please leave them in the comments. Please subscribe, it really helps support this channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.